Hey everyone, you know that super clean frosted glass look that basically every modern SaaS website uses right now? Today I'm going to show you exactly how to recreate that inside of Adobe After Effects completely from scratch. It's actually pretty simple, so let's jump straight into After Effects and get started. We are back in After Effects, so I have made these two compositions previously, so you can see the Glassmorphism effect. Let's make it from scratch. So make a new composition. First, I have already made these fresh composition. Let's see the composition setting first. So hit Ctrl K on your keyboard to open the composition settings, and for the composition name as main frosted glass morphism, and for the preset I'm using the 4K preset 3840 by 2160. You can go with the 1920 full HD preset, and for the frame rate I am using the 60 frame per second. You can go with the 30 frame per second, but using the 60 frame per second frame rate is always using the smoother version of animations. Okay, so always use 60 frame per second whenever you are animating something and you want seamless animation for that. Okay, and for the duration I'm using 10-second duration as default, and for the background color let's set it to black as default. Just hit OK, and yeah, hit OK. Now let's start with the background first. So let's go to project panel, expand the assets, and I am using this background. Hit S to open the scale property and just adjust it according to the composition size. Let's set it to 130 or 131. I think it's better. Yeah. Now hit T to open the opacity property and just decrease the opacity a little bit, something around 75%. Now let's make a shape. So go to the tool section and grab the rounded rectangle tool. You can also use the rectangle tool, but I'm using the rounded rectangle tool because it has already the rounded corners. So make sure the fill is set to a white color. It is solid, and just turn off the stroke to none and make a perfect shape, something like this. Align it horizontally and vertically in the center of the composition, and in the shape properties just increase the roundness until the corners are too much round. Let's set it to 80. Again, align it horizontally and vertically in the center of the composition and make sure the anchor point is also in the center of the shape. Okay, let's quickly rename it as glass base. Okay, and now just select your background layer, hit T to open the opacity and just increase the opacity all over to 100%. Okay, and after that what you have to do is just select your background layer, hit Ctrl D to make a duplicate of it and just drag it above the shape layer. Yeah, and now what you have to do is just apply the fast box blur on this background layer and just in the blur radius set it to 35. And after that just select your background layer and using this track matte pick whip tool just link it to the shape layer. It will turn off automatically, and make sure it is turned off, don't turn on. Okay, make sure it is set to alpha matte, not luma matte. Okay, so you will get this frosted effect, and after that what you have to do is just select this shape layer, hit Ctrl D to make a duplicate of it, turn on and rename it as stroke layer and drag this above the duplicated background layer. And after that in the fill section just turn off the fill to none and turn on the stroke to a solid white color and just change the stroke width to 5 pixels, and you will get this. If you see the stroke is too much, just decrease it to 3 pixels and you will get that smooth corner edges of the stroke. Okay, and yeah, after that what you have to do is just select this shape layer, base shape layer, expand the contents, expand the rectangle path, go to the stroke layer, expand the properties, expand the contents, expand the rectangle path. And now let's quickly expand this. Now what you have to do is just, you can see the size property over here, and this pick whip tool just link it to the size parameter of the glass base. So whenever you adjust the size of the main base shape layer, the stroke will automatically take the position or size of that shape. Okay, so you don't have to animate separately. Okay, yeah, now just select your stroke layer, hit U to hide everything, select your base shape layer and let's quickly animate it. So what you have to do is just unlink this abstract proportions link and make a keyframe on this size stopwatch and just move this keyframe at 2 seconds forward, something around here, and just move the playhead at the beginning of the timeline and just set the size value to 0 and the Y value also to 0. Select your keyframes, hit F9 to apply easy ease, and just in the speed graph editor make sure you are using the speed graph editor. Just make the graph something like this. Let's see the preview. If you want the animation to be fast, just make the second keyframe little closer and you'll get that fast animation, something like this. Yeah, now you can add different icons, different text. Now let's add some text to it. So let's grab the text type tool and type frosted. Select your text. Just I'm using the Chef Pro display font regular. Let's set it to bold and just increase the size of the text. Align it horizontally, something like this. Make sure the anchor point is in the center. Just align it a little bit like this. And yeah, just select your text layer, hit Ctrl D to make a duplicate of it. Make it down, something like this. And just rename it as Glassmorphism. Select your text, just change the style to regular. Decrease the size a little bit. Align it horizontally. And you will get this, something like this. And let's go to project panel and let's take this arrow, get set to something like this, align it horizontally. Let's quickly apply the invert effect to this arrow to make it white. You can apply the tint effect also on this layer, and after that it's time to animate them. So what you have to do is just apply any preset you want to apply. Let's apply the fade effect on it, so you will get that fade in text effect. And on this, grab the band behind tool and just set the anchor at the bottom of the arrow and just hit S to open the scale property. Make a keyframe on a scale at the beginning and move this to around 1 second forward, and just make sure the playhead is at the beginning of the timeline. Just decrease it to 0. Select your keyframes, and I'm using the bounce R script for this to give it a bounce effect. So just set the property to selected and click on bounce, and yeah, it will apply the bounce. Let's set the amplitude to 35, and to make it more punchy, let's grab the second keyframe and make it a little closer to the first keyframe, and our animation will be more fast. And yeah, you can see the arrow is out of the shape. To fix it, what you have to do is just select, holding shift, select the arrow layer and select the third text layer, frosted. All these 3 layers, make sure it is selected, and just set their track matte using the pick group tool or the track matte. Set it to glass base, and yeah, all the layers will be animated from inside of the shape, something like this. Okay, you get that? Amazing. And now what you have to do is just turn on the motion blur for all the layer except the first background layer, and holding shift, select all the layers except the first background layer. Right click and select the pre-compose. Let's rename it as Glassmorphism Frosted UI. Make sure the move all attributes is checked. Hit OK, and after that you will get that animation, something like this. Yeah, now cherry on top, what you have to do is just select your pre-comp layer, right click, go to layer styles and just select the inner glow effect. Right click, go to layer styles and just drop the drop shadow effect, expand the drop shadow effect, and just play with the settings to make it little awesome, something like this. Let's set it to 25 opacity. Just close this drop shadow and expand the inner glow effect. Change the color to white color and make sure the blend mode is set to screen. You can go with the color dodge also. And let's expand this a little bit. Let's set it to 130 and just increase the range to make it a little softer. Let's set it to 65. Just play with the settings of the opacity, something like this. And yeah, and in the jitter, just set it to 20, and yeah, you will get that Glassmorphism effect. Let's set it to fit up to 100, and make sure to turn on the motion blur for the more smoothest feel. Yeah, this is amazing. Hopefully that helps you nail the look. I have dropped the free project file in the description below if you guys want to dig through it. And if you like this kind of stuff, definitely check out my Patreon. For just $5 a month, you get access to the good stuff, premium text presets, project files, and everything else you need to work faster. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.